So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey everyone, this is Ho Ho Hong Kong with me, Vivek Mahbubani, and my co-host who is...
Mohammed Magdi. It's 2025, everyone.
Yeah, we made it.
We made it.
Another year into this.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man! Like,
I would like to see like a time lapse of us, like from the beginning.
Yeah.
Until now.
It'll be so the same,
We've
like sitting in the
aged
same
so
spot.
much.
Yeah.
Sitting in the same spot.
Technically, now it's almost a week into the new year when everyone's listening to this one.
Yes, true.
And
Yeah.
I believe by now all the resolutions that should have worked, and the ones that are not going to be working, they're not going to work.
Yeah,
Right?
it's too late already.
Yeah, and my usual excuse is always like, oh well, we do have Lunar New Year, we can kind of get away with that. Yeah, this is like a
It's
little,
such a little hack.
yeah. Such a typical. I'm like, this is Hong Kong. We're not in the West. All
Yes.
that stuff. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
sure. Yeah, we have the real New Year, which is in 2 months.
Absolutely, we follow
Yeah.
the moon, not just whatever little sign calendar people made together.
Yeah, exactly. So what year is coming up? Is it the year of the snake?
I believe it's the dragon.
Oh.
Yeah, we really should do some research before starting to record. Yeah, but we will find out.
So
in
coming
1
up
month's
is
time.
Year of the Dragon. Okay.
I believe so. Yeah, but again, we'll find out. We'll probably tell you next week on the new
I
episode
think
of Ho Hong
everyone
Kong.
knows except
Yeah.
for us at this point.
Well, the question is, if you don't know, this is a good time to pause this
Yes.
podcast.
It's like,
check it out.
what year is it? So I don't end up in the same situation as these two dumbasses.
Yeah, exactly. Because also the most important thing is that you either can listen to the rest of this episode.
Yes.
Always go like, I wonder, or you can just solve that.
Yes.
Continue playing.
Continue
and
playing.
be like
yeah.
superior to us. Where you're kind of like, these idiots are still talking. They still don't even know what.
I
year
think
it's gonna
that's
be.
actually one of our roles is to make you, the listener / viewer, feel better about yourself. You're like, at least I'm smarter than these idiots.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Let's be very honest with you. We don't need to be doing this, but we felt it's time to give back to the community.
Yes, exactly.
People we see so many people who lack confidence.
Yeah.
Who
So
are just,
many.
Yeah.
Where's your confidence?
Yeah, right. Walking around town, just going like, I don't know, man. Today's not my day.
Yeah.
And we were like, let us take it upon ourselves.
Yes.
To sacrifice our own confidence.
Yeah.
Not really sacrifice, but more like share. We're sharing.
Yeah. Just
With-
like there's too much to go around.
Yeah, exactly. We're feeling all right.
sure.
Things, and then we were like, hey, you know what? For 2025, we're giving you the confidence. So you
Yes.
take some of this today.
Take some of the confidence.
Yeah.
Some of it can translate on stage as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so last night, at the time we're recording this last night, we did new material night. It was
Yeah.
so interesting. I really enjoyed it because it was like, we're doing, like, the audience know that it's new material. So
Yes.
I think they lowered their expectations a bit, which is good. But it's also like, it's that confidence, like, okay, this new bit is going to kill.
Yeah.
And then you go up, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Like, okay,
that
that-
punchline is not exactly
Yeah.
the right one.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah,
they
did
hear
I say it wrong?
Is the speaker not
But
getting
they were
the right?
really like good sports about it, and I really enjoyed it because it's basically like high level like training.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
It's like, it's not an open mic when you're like going up with zero ideas.
Yeah.
But it's more like, okay, I've been working on this thing for a bit, but I can't get it right. Do you guys want to help? And
Yeah, yeah.
they help with feedback and having an open mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It's a good way to start the new year. Kind of force
Yes.
yourself on stage, like, out with the old, in with the new kind of a
Yes.
deal.
Yeah.
But speaking of new, I'm more curious before we get into the new material show because I have a lot of comments I want to say about it
Yeah.
because of your goddamn set, which wasn't new material. But anyway.
Well, I will explain that.
Yeah, we explain
Yeah.
that in a second. But anyway, so your New Year's this year are definitely drastically different from last year.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just for
it
a
is.
recap, for those of you who are diehard fans, you'll remember that. This
Yeah.
time, so the New Year last year, Mo had a gig. It didn't go too smoothly.
Yes, you can go back a year ago and you'll find the episode called I Dare You to Have a Worse New Year's Eve or something.
like that. Yeah. And that's
It's
that.
so
and,
funny.
and Mo learned his lesson. He was like, you know what? I found out a system to not have that happen again.
Yes.
It's to not have a gig.
It's not to have a gig at
Yeah,
all.
exactly,
I would
yeah.
rather sacrifice the money
Yeah.
than go through the humiliation. But I
my
did
God.
actually take Annie to see the fireworks. And it was really cool.
Where were we standing?
Tamar Park. Like, we actually
Really?
sat down.
Dude, this is so bizarre because I had a friend, Marcus, he was actually running a party at the rooftop of Discovery Bay
Yeah.
Pier for the countdown. I was doing a gig at Four Seasons.
Yeah.
You're at Tamar Park.
Yeah.
We're all like facing the ocean.
Yes, yes.
Tim Chan's got his candy shows in Central.
Oh, fun.
I was
yeah.
like, this is insane.
That is insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
It was honestly, it was so easy because we live in Shangwan, so we just like walk to Tamar Park around 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And it was busy, but it was not like, like crazy cram sardines. So it was like still like, and we had like a little picnic blanket.
Yeah.
And like cards and stuff to pass the time. And we just found a spot because it's just the two of us in Tamar Park. Obviously, there was like the cops and the barriers and people are sitting, but it's not completely jammed because it was 10 p.m. I think people just want to go last minute, obviously.
Yeah.
So we just found a spot like right in the front. And actually, if you get too close to the front, you're already like, it's not a good spot. You
Yeah,
have
it's
to
like
go
a cinema,
little-
right? Yeah, you don't need the front row.
Exactly. So we found basically a perfect spot, completely open to the whole display. We're hoping, because again, if you're a hardcore fan, remember last year, Annie was talking about how she went on the IFC
Yeah.
by Shake Shack, and turns out actually the other IFC is blocking the entire thing.
Hold on, let me think. The Shake Shack. Oh yeah, because
The
you have
IFC
to go to
rooftop.
her right side,
Yes,
and the right side is being blocked over
Exactly.
there.
By the
Ah.
actual IFC.
Yeah. They're like IFCU.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. You're like, you are no C.
Yeah.
So this year I also kind of want to make it up for her because I am the one who recommended last year for her. I had the gig.
Yeah, so you
then
go there instead.
Yeah, you go there, and her sister was in town, and they both went, and so fuck all.
Yeah.
And then so I kind of wanted to make it up to her.
Yeah.
So actually, if the Tamar thing, like I'm like, we'll go early enough because if it didn't work, I would have actually just like gotten like whatever, in like an expensive situation and just got her somewhere because I
Yeah.
really want to make it up to her. So we go there, it's like 10 p.m. and we just sit down like on our little picnic mat. Actually, it's not a picnic mat, it's stolen airline blanket. People know that it's one of my favorite things. And that's one of my many uses of it. It's
Yeah.
like, you can just have it as a picnic mat.
Yeah, on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, on New
Yeah.
Year's Eve. So we sat on a China Eastern stolen blanket.
Yeah.
And just played cards and Uno for a couple hours.
What time did you get there?
Like around 10:15, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. Really good. Of course, as soon as we sat down, like people started
Obviously,
like, coming
yeah,
in.
typical, yeah.
So the park where we are is now like completely rammed, but it's like people sat down. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
No one is doing anything like loud or honestly, people are so civilized. And the cops are there, but they're not really bothering people. It's all just like kind of still.
Yeah.
And then on the waterfront, people started like really filing in. Like people on the waterfront are like really standing, and it's becoming really crowded. And yeah, like by the time the fireworks happen, the countdown is good because you have a joke about how the countdown
it's always wrong.
It's always wrong. I actually saw a video. They fucked it up somewhere in I think somewhere in America or England or whatever. There was literally two different countdowns with two different buildings.
Yeah.
And then people celebrated and then looked at the other building. and it
Wait,
was,
that's 3 more seconds ago.
yeah. It
shouldn't
had
have
like
kissed her.
8 more seconds.
Oh man,
It was
it's like
so-
you kiss someone, you're like, God damn it, I gotta
God
kiss
damn it.
again. And,
Yeah.
I can't do it again to this person now.
You also just feel like it's the wrong start to the year.
yeah.
But yeah, the display was amazing because I've never seen it. Last year, again, if you remember, I actually saw it from the cab and it was just like the movie.
Oh yeah.
It's just
in your taxi,
complete
you go like,
silence in my Uber.
Yeah.
No Happy New Year from my Uber driver. And it was just
Yeah.
all depressing. So this year I'm like, actually, I'm just soak it in. And it was 12 minutes. It was
Yeah.
really good. And then we just walked
did
home.
you do the whole wah?
Yeah.
you
We did a bunch of wah, wah.
Yeah, you have to do that.
You have to. And actually, I posted a cute little video or a story thing when Annie's in voice in the background going, "It wasn't a fail," because that's all she.
Yeah, she
it
was
wasn't a fail. Just comparing it to last year, so that was adorable.
Yeah.
And then we just walked back home. Like we were home before not even 1 a.m. Like
Yeah.
we finished at like 12:15 or whatever, and just walked back. And it was really easy.
What was your first I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna do this? Did you have any of those?
Was the first I wanted to not leave dishes in the sink. That was my main thing.
All right, so you
that's
watch
my
dishes at night.
Yeah. That was my main one of my main.
Yeah, I'm gonna start the year with this.
you have to start the year. It's like I cannot leave the dishes in. You have to start low.
Yeah. Dishes in the sink
No
is like,
dishes in the sink.
let's make that happen, man.
Let's make that happen. It's a bad habit. Plot twist. Now today we're recording on the 5th.
It's 5th,
And
technically,
there have been dishes in the sink for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they're
man.
still there.
Yeah, I know.
I did it that one time on New Year's Eve, and then I was like, no, this is in the sink, and then I think I did it one time, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
over.
get it, man. Yeah, no. I'll put it this way. Like, also, I want to be like, I'm going to do my comedy writing back, finally
Yeah.
I sit at my desk and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, first Jan, I'm like, no matter what, I'm going to do this. And I'm still clearing my house. So therefore, what happens is that, after you clear it, you're processing, you're like, where do I put this and everything? By the end of the day, you're just like, my brain is like mush right now. I'm not writing nothing.
Yeah.
No, but
Well, sometimes with the comedy writing as well, it's really hard because we know that it just doesn't just come.
yeah, you
right?
can't just like schedule 20
yeah, you
minutes to go
can't.
and write.
No,
Yeah.
no. People, some comics say like they do that and just write whatever
Yeah.
that comes to their mind. I tried it before; it just didn't work for me. Like
Yeah.
it was really hard to be like. It just feels like very forced. You're like, okay, what do I want to write about? Like air conditioners, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. So for me, first of all, I got a gig this year, like basically for New Year's Eve. Very happy
Oh,
with that
nice.
one. Yeah.
Okay, so
I was at the
what
Four
was it?
Seasons. It was
Okay.
a family countdown party.
Nice.
That I was hosting for them this year.
Was it Indians? Or?
No. It was a Chinese family.
Okay.
And so basically, I hosted their party around 5 years ago. And of course, pandemic, blah, 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 all that stuff. And
Yeah.
this year, they had me back as well. So I
So
was
they're
there.
just like a rich family that just like it's like a private. It's not like
It's a private party.
company.
Yeah. No, it's like private. Yeah, they booked the ballroom. They were like, we're going to have a
Wow,
good time.
the
yeah.
Four Seasons like main ballroom.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right over there. Yeah. So actually,
That's
if you go to
like-
if you go to my Instagram, it's actually the Sheck family, and so if you see I put some photos on Instagram. They were
Yeah.
cool about that, and yeah, it was honestly, I got there around 4 p.m.
Yeah.
and I'm like, man, yo, let's get all this
Let's
stuff
do
sorted.
this, yeah.
Let's do this, man, because I was more psyched because first of all, they've worked with me before, and they were like, you do your thing, man.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
any
we
client that
trust
tells
you.
me you do your thing,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I will do double my thing now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you give me the freedom, I'm gonna go double down and
Great.
everything, right?
Yeah. So,
So
what
I-
was your role? Was just MC.
emceeing, but I also like thought of some games and everything, and I brought my computer and everything to help them do a quiz.
Yes.
And I've done a lot of these trivia quizzes where it's basically just a silly quiz that we do,
Sure.
and there's questions and we comments in between. So the first question was, what is the first country to celebrate New Year's due to the time zone?
New Zealand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's always multiple choice, right?
Yes.
So because it's a Czech family, I was like 4 choices. There's A, New Zealand.
Yeah.
There's Czechoslovakia. There's Czech Republic.
Right.
And then there's like the United Czechdom.
Right. Yeah.
First question, 11 people chose Czechoslovakia. I'm like, first of all, your tequila is really good. Because you didn't even try to win this game. You just went straight in.
This
You're like,
country doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, and you're like, in my heart it is.
Yeah.
Then again, for all you know, maybe they actually do own an island
Right, yeah,
called
exactly.
Czechoslovakia.
That is
And I'm
true.
like, oh crap, that
Yeah.
actually is before New Zealand.
They're like, yeah, here's actually the passport for
and
it.
like oddly
What
enough,
the exclusive.
yeah, right. And it might be one of those things that like, yes, you don't know that we celebrated ourselves first before the rest
Right.
of the world. I'm like, you know what? You actually could. You actually
True.
very could.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And the best thing is like I went to DBS secondary school in Hong Kong, right? And that family, a lot of their family goes to the same school. And that night turned out to have a lot of DBS guys.
So obviously, did you do talks there as well? Did they recognize you from the talks?
So no, they were a lot of like my age DBS people, a little bit
Oh,
older and
wow,
stuff. Yeah, so I
okay.
know. And the funny thing is like most of them were just 1 year younger than me.
Right.
Okay. Otherwise, they were like 10 years older than me. It's like I just missed that generation
Sure.
gap kind of thing. And like I go there, and the best part is that for games, it was always you have to send one representative out to the stage to play
Yes.
right from every table. Everyone who came out except for one lady was all DBS people.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is wrong with
This
you
is
all?
like, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
hate us? What's going on? Why do you like, did you go to a rival school? Why is everyone so stuff like that? They were like
Yeah.
really cool vibe.
Nice.
Like, everyone
How
was
many
just-
people were there?
They were like 24 times 12 and maybe like 300, 400 people.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Pretty all their family and their friends or whatever.
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
their
that full
husbands,
on.
the kids
Correct,
or whatever.
Yeah. And there were kids running around. It was cool because like I'm totally okay with like these family events where there are young kids running around.
Yeah.
I was on stage hosting the quiz.
Yeah.
These kids are just running around me like I'm a merry-go-round. Like, parents didn't care. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's okay, man.
Nice.
And I was egging them on. I'm like, okay, now let's do it counterclockwise.
Yeah.
The kids like, okay.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So it was a
Nice.
really good night.
Yeah.
The best part is that obviously the countdown has to happen, and that is the key.
Yes.
Now, what I found is that everyone's got their own system of which clock do we follow by. Now, in Hong Kong, the most accurate clock I've seen from whatever gigs I've done is the Hong Kong Observatory website's clock.
They gotta be.
They have a
because those
clock,
are the
yeah.
ones. Yeah.
And then again, for someone who can't even predict the fucking weather, I
But
wouldn't
you
really
feel like
trust their-
those are the ones who like keep looking at the sun and the moon the whole time.
They should know the real
They
time.
should know the real time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The problem is I worry is that what does ICC follow? Because we can see ICC.
That's what we were looking at for the countdown,
so
right?
the problem is what if ICC follows, let's say, the Apple clock or,
Yes.
the Android clock?
Yeah.
And here we are going to the Hong Kong Observatory clock.
Well, actually, our phones, obviously, because they're all synced up now, but can we access our phone like the seconds?
Yeah, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, I
But then
didn't know
again,
that.
like what I'm saying is that I'm looking at the Hong Kong Observatory website,
Yeah.
which loads a clock on it
Yes,
and has
yes.
the seconds on it.
Oh, it does. Okay.
So I'm watching that now. I was counting down the last minute, and I was like, wait, we never actually checked what does ICC follow.
Right,
Like,
right.
There might be a 1 second discrepancy, like 2,
Yeah.
1. They were all looking at ICC going like, oh, you know what, that thing. It's one of those stupid things.
So wait, you can see ICC from
from the window.
Four Seasons.
Yeah.
Was
'Cause
it like an open like
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Okay.
It's
So you can
big
see it
ass
very
windows,
clearly.
man. Yeah, really huge windows over there. So
and you can see then the fireworks relatively.
So
just a little bit off.
I could not see because like the whole time I was looking towards the ballroom, so I
Yeah.
couldn't really see what's going on outside. But I knew what the guests could see, so I was like, I want to make sure that that is clear.
So the guess is like the windows behind you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. So I'm looking at them. They're looking out the window.
Yeah.
They're celebrating their hugs
Sure.
and all that stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. So it's pretty fun.
So
I
wait,
mean,
ICC was synced
Yes,
with the
it was synced. Yeah.
So
I
you
was like,
think it was
thankfully.
actually the observatory?
Hopefully,
or
yeah.
Just the right one,
or
whatever
maybe the
that is.
observatory synced to ICC. Because I mean, they are so tall. They may be
they
at
are.
the top floor.
Yeah,
you know, for
everyone's
all
like,
you know.
all right, we look up to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
literally.
You let me know, buddy.
Yes, you
But-
let me
oh,
know
I
what
want-
time you want.
Yeah. I'll tell you this though. The day I really look forward to is when someone fucks up these fireworks
Yes.
on a global
Shoots
scale.
one like
Yeah,
relatively
like
early.
just gets excited. Oh no! Shit, you know, does that or
Yeah.
the whole building gets late. So think about it. Let's say it was synchronized to the 12 minutes fireworks that we're doing on the boats
Yeah.
and everything, right? And they're let's say 5 seconds late, which means you started late, but people may not notice. They, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So then you know like how at the end they have the crazy finale.
Yeah.
Right?
So cool.
And they're like, and then finally it fades out,
Yeah.
and then that building is 5 seconds late. It's like, pew pew. Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait, what?
What?
just
Yeah,
happened over
yeah.
there?
That's the anticlimactic.
Yeah. And they had just that one little firework that was supposed to go
Yeah.
at the end, like,
Pew.
yeah. Like, God damn it.
Yeah.
We screwed up. It's like in the newspaper the whole day. Companies are leaving ICC. That
Yeah.
we can't be with
We
this.
can't. Yeah. Exactly. So unprofessional.
Yeah, bad feng shui. The Ritz-Carlton decides no more.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They become like Best Western ICC.
This just becomes a quarantine hotel again.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck it. Let's go on discount for this one. Yeah, so that
There's
was the thing.
actually stuff behind, like, because obviously we're on the Tamar side.
Yeah.
The buildings behind us also had like fireworks.
Oh, yeah,
So you
yeah,
actually
yeah.
have to like turn around
Oh,
and
snap.
see like
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
what
yeah.
are they up to?
Nice,
'Cause
yeah,
we're
yeah,
seeing-
yeah.
Because the people in Kowloon obviously are seeing kind of a different show.
Yeah,
They're
obviously,
seeing
yeah.
this, but I feel like they probably had a better view because
be.
they're seeing the full
The Hong
show.
Kong skyline.
Yeah,
That's
the
a
Hong Kong
better
skyline,
skyline, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But also there's fireworks on our buildings on the island side, and they don't have fireworks on their side.
Yeah.
So they're probably getting a better show.
They definitely, I mean, like, obviously Hong Kong Island skyline, they're
Yeah,
like,
that's
we have
like the
to go- yeah,
iconic.
you
yes,
have to
yeah.
do that one.
But I didn't because big part of the appeal for me is that I can just walk over and walk back.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't even bother
Oh, dude,
getting
yeah.
on a ferry and like
Oh, fun. Yeah.
it's
Get
like-
stuck.
It's
and
amazing
leaving?
to just and leaving
forget that,
on the
man.
ferry or the MTR and yeah.
Nah, no, not happening, man.
No, honestly, like it's one of the very, very, very few times that I feel I feel kind of rich in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
One of the very few
You're
times. because-
amongst this, you're like, yes, this is my surrounding.
yeah, it's my surroundings, but also like I just walked down to
Yeah.
this and I
Yeah.
just walked home.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Sure.
And it was just like it's like almost like a dog walk for
Yeah.
me without the dog.
yeah.
It's like, oh man, this is so cool.
Yeah, dude. And that's the best thing is like when it finished and the fact that you can just get home quickly.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's amazing.
changer,
I mean,
man.
like also right now because almost all of our shows are in Central/Jardine House, and again, it just you walk over like from Shangwan or even like Saimpun or whatever.
Yeah.
You just walk over, do the show, and walk back, and
Yeah.
it's like obviously the same for you. You're
Yeah,
in
yeah.
actual Central.
Yeah.
Really convenient. So yeah, when did you finish the gig?
So I finished at around just before 1 a.m. And of course, like, you finish it off. And I was having a good time. Like, no, actually, my agreement was till 12:30.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do the closing and stuff like that.
Right.
But they were just so cool. I was like, no, I'll stay back for a bit. Because I knew some of them from before as well. I'd done
Yeah.
gigs
So you're
with
just
them.
like hanging out.
I was talking with them for a bit and everything was very nice, And finally, I left around 1 something, walked
Yeah.
slowly back home. Got home only like barely, like just before 2.
Yeah.
And the whole wrapping up, go for a shower,
Of course.
this,
Yeah, yeah.
you gotta, and you like I always tell people, like the hardest part of these gigs is that having to wind down.
Yes.
You're still on the adrenaline.
Of course,
you go
you're still
home.
wired. Yeah.
Yeah, you're still wired up, and
Yeah.
it's hard because like
Because you've also been working since what 4 p.m.
yeah. So you're still
Standing up the whole
standing
time.
up. You're still like, "Brr, brr, brr, let's go. And then like finally, I was like, shower, wind down, do some
Yeah.
breathing, all this kind of thing. And then I was like, okay, all right, it's almost 3. I can sleep. But I was like, I am not waking up late tomorrow. I don't give a shit.
Oh, you don't want to start the year by
Waking up at
late?
11,
Yeah.
12, not
Yeah.
happening, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like 9:30 maximum.
Yeah.
And I remember that I woke up, I was like, I don't want to start till you're tired.
Yeah.
And it's like 9:30 in the morning. I was like, dude, I need to sleep a bit more, but I
Yeah.
will not wake up at 11.
Sure.
I'm doing this. And yeah, and just I was like, fuck it, let's get it
Right.
on.
Yeah.
So that was the start of my year. It was so far so good. Obviously, first day everything went smoothly because. So this is what I find is that on the first day you don't get new emails, you don't get messages.
Yeah,
from work,
yeah,
right?
it's so quiet.
So
Like,
quiet.
I was talking to like an artist, like agent, and he's in America, and he's like, yeah, let's schedule a call, and that was like on the 27th.
Yeah.
Haven't heard back.
Yeah.
It's like the
Probably next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's next week.
Yeah.
It's like
But,
people just take
Yeah,
it's
just
like
take
the break.
That
they
one
take
week
it so
of like,
seriously.
yeah. No, for me, like always, 1st of Jan, and I write this in my notes every single time. 1st of Jan, I have all these ideas. I'm gonna do my comedy. I'm gonna go to the gym. Gonna do
Yeah.
all this stuff, and I will do it on the 1st of Jan. I'm like, hey, this is possible.
Yeah.
What I always forget to factor in the 2nd of Jan is the work day.
Yes.
Right? I'm
yeah.
gonna do the exact same thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Mm.
I wake up, I sit down, do some work, and I'm like, why are these messages coming in? Fuck, what's going on? And I have to reply this, I have to
Yeah.
get into this, I have to they want that. And I'm like, oh, that's why I can't do
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because on the first, no one's doing that.
No one is doing
Yeah.
anything, and I mean, I think it's really smart to give people the 1st of January
yeah.
off because obviously a lot of people go out,
Oh, yeah,
party.
yeah.
You don't want to like hate your work.
Oh, yeah.
on
No
the
one's
yeah.
impossible, man.
It's
You're not getting
impossible.
anything done over there.
No one is getting anything done. But also, I think because a lot of people get their bonuses like at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah, the Lunar New Year thing, right?
Like the regular New Year too.
Oh, yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
people just get bonus, then like Western companies or whatever.
Yeah,
so I think
yeah.
like a lot of people just take it and go on holiday, like
Yeah, yeah.
travel and stuff.
Oh, yeah, if you're going to
So-
go in December.
Yeah,
Yeah, or summertime because it's so goddamn hot over here.
yeah.
Yeah, you have that.
But I actually took the time as well, like the few days off to catch up on some shows that I wanted to watch. One of them just came out is Do you ever hear about the businessman Brian Johnson who doesn't want to die?
Oh, I saw the trailer where he was like trying to do the long life thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that, I
yeah.
watched that.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually really cool because he basically is saying that he's not expecting anyone to follow what he's doing. He wants to be the extreme version
Yeah.
of that, and then people can just follow whatever they can from his
Dude,
regimen.
the ironic thing, and I don't wish this upon him, is that he was going to do all this stuff
yeah.
and like probably just die from, I don't know, like breaking his hip.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing.
Well, yeah, they mentioned like in the documentary there is also a section of like the hate he's getting. So it's like
Yeah.
a lot of that.
I can
almost
imagine.
every time he posts something, I was like, I hope you die in a bus crash.
Oh, God, yeah, it's like all wasted,
So
right? Yeah,
funny.
because like, that's the thing I keep thinking, I'm like, how can you avoid even that? Like the ones where it's not really in control. Like, for
Yes.
example, do you walk in like a padded suit? Do you have bodyguards who are there? So if
No, he's not doing any of this. He's not like particularly doing like.
He just wants
I'm
to
go-
test how long.
No, he just like wants to like he's living normally. He flies and stuff. Like
Yeah.
he's not particularly like I'm gonna avoid it. See what I'm not challenging it. He's
Yeah.
just doing the health stuff.
Yeah.
To the extreme, the very extreme. So he's taking like whatever 120 supplements a day.
Oh,
and stuff
yeah,
like this.
yeah.
But also because he has so much money,
Yeah.
he just has all the measurements. Like test stuff running
That he
all
can-
the
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
He can
yeah.
detect anything at any time.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, he's going a bit extreme and doing like the genetic modification stuff.
Oh, yeah. He's
So he would
modifying
just
his-
like fly to like Honduras or something, and he would just get injected with like a new genetic.
Oh, yeah. They read
some-
about it. He's like, oh, let me get on this one.
Yeah. So he's doing a few of those, like, and then the stem cell stuff that I don't understand.
Yeah.
But it's like you can you don't have to do that, but then you can take the other side of it, like which is the stuff that anyone can do, which is
Yeah.
like how important it is to go to bed early. It's ironic, obviously, for the two of us
Yeah.
who work at night.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. But he goes to bed at I think 7:30 or 8 p.m. and wakes up at 4:30 on the dot every day.
Alright, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
And then
Like
when
with the sun, basically, right?
yeah, with the
it's one
sun,
of those things.
exactly. Yeah. And then when he wakes up, he has to work out for like I think 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah, it's that typical thing. Like you wake up, you look at you get the sunlight in you. Your body's like it's time to wake up.
Yeah.
You do the whole sweating thing so that the sweat causes some hormonal change or something like that. Yeah,
Right.
I remember reading about that.
So it's like living like caveman basically.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, you know, but you know, a lot of the stuff also is just like so unreasonable because
Does he have to chase his own food?
yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah. So no, he has like chefs and stuff to make
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
for him.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
also like a lot of them he doesn't eat meat. But that's actually apparently the meat thing is an ethical choice.
Oh.
He's like this is not for health particularly. He's just like doesn't want to eat meat.
Yeah.
But then a lot of the stuff that he has like with this weird protein shakes and stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
that doesn't.
Yeah,
look
that doesn't sound
good.
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know,
yeah,
maybe-
he looks really good.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like 46 or whatever.
Yeah.
And he looks like, you know, a 30-year-old. And he's like jacked and everything. So like,
I don't know. Maybe like, wouldn't it be ironic if, let's say, the way to a long life is that you have to do a particular movement? Like, for example, you know, like the typical caveman thing who has the baseball bat and just like starts hammering
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like maybe they find out some sort of qigong thing where that's the way the life cycle and energy comes into your body when you
Yeah.
do like the circle movement.
Yeah.
Like in yoga, you have that circle movement, right?
Yes.
But same thing, it turns out you have to use something heavy with the momentum force of this level. And when you do like these circles with this stick,
Yeah.
it causes the chi to come in your body.
Exactly.
And like the only way to get that chi to balance off is to drag something like maybe around 1 meter away from you, which gives you that picture of the caveman dragging the white foot by the hair
Yeah.
on the floor.
Yes.
You know? And like after 20 years, they're kind of like, oh, so it turns out they actually knew the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
They knew all along.
Yeah, and like cavemen were not dying because they could have a long life. However, it was the natural disaster of, let's say, the cold that killed them.
Yeah.
So maybe that'd be so bizarre.
Yeah, it would be very weird.
Something as stupid as simple. Like,
Yeah, it's like,
that's
wait,
the weird-
what? Yeah, that's what killed him.
Yeah.
So he's also taking like immunity suppressants, which is really strange.
Ah.
So he's taking that to also, I don't know how the science works,
Yeah.
but apparently that also helps like your body not
Fight itself. or something.
fight itself. Yeah, exactly. Because he's taking all this like random injections and stuff.
Yeah, because so from my understanding as well.
Because
is-
you take that as well.
So I get immunity supplements.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opposite.
The opposite. I get
boost
more.
your
I boost it. Yeah.
Yeah. He like weakens it on
All right,
purpose.
So what I think is going on, because he's injecting so many foreign things.
Yeah.
He doesn't want the body's immune system to go like, what the hell is this shit?
Yes,
and
and
like,
fight it.
and fight it,
Yes.
waste it away.
Yes,
So he's like suppressing us. He's like, oh, they don't have enough to fight whatever
Yeah.
he's putting in, because
Yeah.
he's got to trust that what he's putting in is good
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be bizarre. And like, turns out he just like dies from the common cold.
Well, I will give you a few seconds to actually, you know what? Let's not
Spoilers?
spoil. Well, it's not really spoiled, but at the very end, like you know how like usually after a documentary they give you like a bunch of stats and stuff.
Oh yeah. In
But actually, you know what? I feel like it's brand new. It literally came out in 2025, so I'm not gonna ruin it. But yeah, those stats at the end after
Yeah.
the whole thing is finished,
Yeah.
is really interesting. That's
Okay,
all I
okay.
would say.
All right,
Like
that-
actually, you can even like just go Netflix and skip to the very end, see the last two screens.
Yeah.
If you don't want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I thought that was like, I'm like, oh my god, yeah. So that's
Oh.
cool.
All right. I don't know, like with Netflix, like now.
It's called Don't Die, and he's also like he makes fun of like how he is like looking like a cult leader of sorts.
Yeah.
Because he now has a brand or whatever it's called, Don't Die.
Oh.
And it's just like all over the world, like people are like, yeah, don't die, and then he like goes on hikes and stuff.
All right, well, good
So,
for him. He's figured it
yeah.
out.
So far, it's like but he has a company, obviously.
Obviously, yeah,
So
some
it-
sort of money backing.
Yeah. So some of it is like, oh, he's selling supplements, and then there's some
Yeah.
scientist talkers like, oh yeah, we don't know about that, and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
But
I mean, obviously-
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure it was a whole business calculated thing.
Oh,
where
for
he's like,
sure.
yeah, I'll have this company and we'll
Yeah.
do this documentary. It's like the whole Mike Tyson, Jake Paul thing. It's like
Yes.
it's all calculated.
But he also did say on social media that like a lot of people think he produced it, and he was like, no, I'm just the
subject.
Subject, exactly. He's like, I have no creative control at all
Yeah.
over anything that happens in the documentary. He did give them access to like his like older footage and stuff, because he used to be like married and like fat and a corporate guy, and
Yeah.
he was just like he was very very unhappy and stuff like that, and now he's like super cool.
I bet you so now he's probably gonna go around doing all those talks. Like, hey guys,
probably,
you can
yeah.
do it too. You know, one of those.
Yeah, his whole. I mean, I will admit I followed his social like his Instagram after.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, he's seems like a pretty interesting guy.
Yeah.
Just very extreme, but I'm like, okay, I can
live
follow
with that,
some
yeah.
of the stuff that he's recommending.
Yeah.
So yeah, did you catch up on any
So
shows?
actually, I watched The Penguin, as I said, on HBO Max
yes.
is very good. I highly recommend. Like the fact that I watched the whole season.
Wow.
Managed to find the time. I was like, during dinner, I'm like, we don't care, man. We're watching the show. We all loved it. My mom, Gloria, and we loved it. And the new one, I'm watching Squid Games too.
Oh, did you finish it?
No. I'm only like the second episode.
Yeah.
Or something. It's so slow paced, man.
It's so.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, part of me is kind of going like, okay, because like a lot of the drama, first of all, if it wasn't Squid Games 2, I'm very sure everyone would have turned off after the second episode.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just because it's like
Squid
carrying
Games,
over
you're like, all right,
from-
let's see where they're going to go with this new season, right? And the problem is that a lot of flaws in the drama, where it's like, why didn't he just say that? And
Right.
why did he wait until then
so
to
there's
tell
a
them
lot
this?
of what did they call it? Plot armor.
Yeah. You're like, of course he forgets to clarify that, and now
Yes.
they,
Yeah.
So anybody who's watched Squid Games 1 would know that first game where they have the red light, green light.
Yes.
Where they have to move to green light and everything. And already I'm just like, why didn't you just from the get-go tell them like, hey, everyone, when you do this, they will shoot you.
Right.
You know, and then like from the even before they get
But I feel
out
like
there,
even just from the trailer, it's not a spoiler. I feel like in the trailer there is a scene where he does do that. He explains to all
he
of them.
explains, but like you
don't
could have told
move or
them way
whatever.
before.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But you could tell him when the pink guards came in, he'd be like, all right, let me explain to all you guys. I've actually been here before and everything. He doesn't reveal he's been there. He doesn't.
He doesn't.
If in the beginning he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm just like, why did you just tell them straight up? Let me explain to you the whole thing. And then when he says everything clearly.
Well, I feel like, and I don't know if that would be the case, but I feel like it's probably like if it's a real situation when he is like, oh, I've been there, no one will believe him. I think that's probably part of the problem.
Hence why you basically tell them everything that's about to happen.
Yeah, but
and
yeah,
when it
but
does
then
happen,
when because there is like cameras and stuff everywhere. What if the people from the game go like, oh yeah, we're gonna fuck with him. We're
Yeah.
gonna change everything. Then he looks like he's
Yeah.
like liar
and
then
crazy
you-
and stuff.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
You
That,
gaslight him.
yeah.
basically.
That just to mess
Yeah.
him up. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they did call him like, oh, he must be like a traitor or something.
Oh yeah,
like,
he works for them or whatever. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, a bit of
Yeah.
that. But anyway, I'm still watching it. I'm not keeping my hopes up. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. It's really just what we watch during dinner, basically.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's watch something. It'll be fun.
Sure.
So we do that. Yeah.
Do you watch it with Korean or
No. This time they dubbed it. So the first
okay.
one they did Korean with
Yeah.
subtitles. Remember?
Yeah, I
So-
would only watch it with Korean. Like, I think the dubbing is so weird.
I don't know, like, cause like a lot
It's
of me,
obviously easy if you're like eating or something. Then you don't
that
have to
and also
read.
and also a part of me is kind of like I don't want to spend my energy reading these subtitles.
Yeah.
It's not that good of a show. I'm like, oh my god, like I need to see this in the original version. I'm
yeah,
like,
I just find the dubbing like, especially when it's clearly like not synced up properly.
Oh no, they do a good job, man.
They do.
Oh yeah. I ever since I did some dubbing on my own.
Yeah.
I remember when I did the Cars 3 dubbing. It wasn't a long scene. It was a one short thing. But like
Yeah.
you have like Disney, man. I mean, like so.
Yeah, well,
Pixar,
yeah.
right? So you have to have it like literally. Their mouth opens, your mouth opens.
Yeah.
Their mouth closes, your mouth closes.
Yeah.
And they, of course, whoever's writing the subtitle, the dubbing,
Yeah.
sorry, the translation, will try to have similar syllables.
Ah, wow, that's so
yeah.
interesting.
Oh, dude, when
Yeah.
I did that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I thought they just say the words and it's whatever,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
No, dude, like these quality ones, they will write it properly.
Well, back in the day, at least for when I grew up, for a lot of the foreign shows would have Beauty and the Beast is like a very old
Yeah,
show
yeah,
that
yeah,
like
yeah.
my mom used to watch.
Yeah.
And Beauty and the Beast was so interesting because they would actually lower the volume, like so you can still kind of hear the English.
Yeah.
Actually, you can hear the real voice of the actor in English.
Yeah.
And then there is a louder volume in Arabic
Oh.
when it's dubbed, and it's very confusing. I think you just get used to it after a while, but it's like it's very strange.
Yeah.
So you can actually hear like just the dubbing is now in Arabic, but it's like but I can also hear
Yeah.
like see, and then that's when it's completely off.
Ah.
Because literally sometimes he would finish talking, and then the Arabic guy is still going.
Yeah. I think that's like the news. They
Yeah.
always have like,
Yeah.
this is the CEO. I will do this. This
Yeah.
is what I'm doing.
Yeah, like the instant like translators for like the United Nations or whatever.
those
Which
ones.
again, that makes sense.
You can't blame him, man.
Yeah,
They
and you
can't
can't
have it
blame
so,
him.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's the best, man. When I get like translators for certain events where I'm the MC or I do a little comedy, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is weird, man.
Did you have the Auslan one in
No, I didn't.
Melbourne?
No, I
okay.
didn't get that one.
So we had one, and it was like my first time. And he works with him every year.
yeah.
It's like the Auslan night or whatever. But that was like I tried so hard to like not pay attention, but just like being aware of it was probably like But that was actually the same show where I did the ace joke and got a bad review.
Yeah.
but it was also, I think also part of it's like that guy's like right next to me and I'm trying so hard to like avoid him. It's like a smaller stage.
Yeah.
And it was just like weird. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. It's like, yeah. But there was like, the room was like 70 capacity, 69. And that night there was like at least 4 or 5 people who are like deaf. So I'm like, okay, that's great. They can actually, but then they're also laughing at like, their timing is obviously clearly not their fault.
Yeah.
But like, by the time they get it, and I had already kind of moved on to the next thing. So the people who can regularly hear are now on a different page. And he is like the translate. It's very hard. I know. Honestly, if it's up to me, I would do it a different way. I would probably try to, if I have the capacity, I would do like I don't even know how you do that. Like your own little screen.
Oh.
So only they can see it, not everyone else.
Oh, you mean like they're in like a separate room like that? So it doesn't...
No, maybe like, I don't actually know how you can, how maybe like a
what are they seeing on the screen?
Like the translator. So the translator guy is not on
room.
stage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But then the laughter will still be delayed though.
Yeah, that's fine. But then I feel like the problem is that like the regular, like the people who can hear are seeing him as well. And that's still distracting.
Oh.
Right? Don't you think? Like sometimes I watch something on TV and they have that little
right corner.
That little guy and I'm like, I'm also
the government ads and stuff.
I'm watching him.
Yeah. What is that? Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm pretty sure with these types of translations, it's more of a summary. There's no way.
No.
Yeah.
Like he had an idea. Oh, he did come to an early show. Like he
to
came
watch
to the show
to get an idea.
To watch to get an idea, and he was taking notes and stuff. So he had an idea. Obviously, shows don't change much, and like he had a pretty decent idea. But still, like this, like riffing in the moment, like that AIDS thing. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Poor thing, man. He was like, you don't want to be saying this. God.
Yeah, very hard. But yeah, like now Hong Kong is, I think, slowly coming back to normal. Like in terms of like people coming back from the holiday and stuff. It still feels weirdly quiet, I would say, this past weekend. Which is the first weekend of the year. We had a good show. I know you wanted to talk about the new material show.
Yeah, exactly. So Mo came up with this idea. I don't know how he was inspired by this. He was like, New Year, what can we do? What is new in the new year? He's like, oh, I got this. New year, new material show. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so he told me, I was like, oh, that'll be a good way to start the year. I was like,
so actually, the original idea for the show was
classic material new year?
No, it was more like new... rookies and vets.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was the whole idea, but then a lot of the rookies were out of town.
Yeah.
So I didn't have enough rookies to have rookies and vets.
Yeah.
So it ended up being like a different...
Or it'd be like vet and vetter.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't want to like... The whole thing with the shows now is that a lot of the stuff on offer can look quite similar on paper.
Yeah.
So you just have to stand out a bit. And we got to a point at Backstage when we do have our like, I wouldn't say regulars like hardcore, but we have people like when we put a show out, people come.
Yeah.
Like because it's just a numbers game. Like people do come now. So I have to make sure that they get enough diversity. And that's obviously difficult because we can't get touring people in all the time. I would like to, but there are also not enough good comics, even in the region. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like there is like, maybe like 10 guys I would bring in because that's how the market is.
Yeah.
Which means you really have to rely on the local market.
Yeah.
So, and then you have to keep it diverse. So yeah, you're right. Like, and then we did New Year's new material. Right?
Yeah.
New Year, new material.
So Mo had me as the host. He sent the lineup. I was like, I'm hosting. Well, okay, fine. I got there, and of course, this is always me with the New Year. I'm like, I gotta get back to my camera game, kind of film my set and everything. And I keep forgetting. I'm like, dude, like you haven't been using your camera so often, so you kind of forget, like, oh shit, what's on that?
Yeah.
I get there. Classic me time because I'm clearing my house and everything. We have
you showed up like you're the MC. You showed up actually
at 8:29.
8:29.
Yeah. The show's supposed to be 8:30. I'm like, let me put this in. I quickly set up a camera, put all the stuff. Everything's good. I look at my notes and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I remember this.
We
idea.
have a good crowd too. Like we have 40 people.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. No, like I was like, okay, I have the bit about the New Year's countdown thing, which we just did on the podcast. Yeah. I have this thing about this Mont Blanc pen I got, and okay, that'll be pretty good. I have this one. I'm like, okay, I got a bunch of new things. Again, they're written out enough for me to be like, I know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
I'm not riffing, but not enough for me to be like, oh, this is where the punchline is going to be, and that's
Yes.
going to happen, right? I'm like, we can do that. I go out there and I start with stuff, and I'm like, oh, let me do this bit. Okay, so far so good. I had that bit. I'm like, okay, that got a little chuckle there. Okay, okay. And then the first comedian comes on. It's Pete Grella. He does a little bit, and then he goes to his new material.
Yeah.
Does that. And then we get the second comedian, which is Mohammed Magdi.
Yep.
And then I'm like, all right, man, he's got to do 15 minutes of material. Let's rock and roll. Let's make this happen. Mohammed goes up there. He's like, I did some checking.
Yeah.
It turns out today's crowd are all first-timers.
Yeah.
And so that technically means this could all be new material to all of you as well. And I'm just like, why did you tell me that? Why did you tell me these are all new people?
No, well, actually, I didn't. There's two things that I didn't, I think, communicate clear. So when people are checking in, when I'm doing when I'm sitting at the desk, I'm asking first time just for my own. Like I ask that every single show. Have you been here before? Sometimes when they say yes, I'm like, okay, you know the drill. I don't have to say bar, bathroom, blah blah blah. So, but I ask that every single time. Yeah. It just happens that last night when we did that show, I asked, and a lot of people said it's their first time. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. It's more like higher percentage than usual. New people, And the second thing is that I've completely my fault. I usually put a little message to the comics group to like, if there is a new show of some new concept. I should have clarified what new material means, what I think it means as a showrunner. New material, in my opinion, for this show, and I would have not wanted people to write brand new stuff for this show because that's comedians, we know that's crazy. Don't even write new 5 minutes for a show that people are paying tickets for. That's, I think, for me, that's foolish. Unless you're so confident. Exactly, go to open mic with that. So my idea of it's like new material means a lot of us go, especially if you're doing short sets, you have kind of a rotation of sorts of like maybe an hour and a half of material that if someone is a regular there, they have seen bits and pieces of the general. Yeah, you've seen ABC, so I'll give you D today as well. Yeah, exactly. So my idea was like, but there is also for a lot of us who have been working out this newer material at open mics, and it's not just ready yet. I wanted people to take that material and try to work it on stage. Yeah. Which is why I actually said to you guys, take notes on stage as well. Take a notebook or something. Take a notebook or look at your phone. The audience know. It's like branded, huge New Year, new material thing. So they can't be like, why are people looking at their notes? Yeah. So what I failed to say is that like, guys, don't write anything brand new because I wouldn't want that. That's too much risk. Yeah. I don't want people to be like, you like people standing is like, oh, what's the punchline? There's no punchline. It's like, that's not good. Yeah. So that's what I did. Like for my set, I looked at the notes that I have for open mic. So and almost all of them are either stuff that I haven't done at backstage shows before or stuff that is very old that I'm now bringing back and like trying to like do like work it better because now I'm just a better comic than when I wrote it like 7, 8, 9 years ago. So but obviously because you guys are familiar with everything I do, including the open mic, you're like, hey, he's doing like the stuff. It's like, but it's actually almost all of it have not been done for the backstage audience. True. So that's you've done at some other venue at best. Exactly. It's usually at the Aftermath open mic. Open mics, on Tuesday nights. So it's the stuff that is not just ready yet. But that's completely my fault. I should have told you guys that. Yeah, because it's funny. I was in the back. I was like taking a break while you're doing your set, and I was like, isn't he the organizer? Yeah. He's the one that came up with this concept. No, but I'll be honest, this wasn't written specifically just for this show. This was technically new material. Yeah. But this was a good motivator to be like, all right, well, let's take it on that stage. Let's not be like, let's fall back on this stuff. Yeah. So I remember that. And the thing as well is that everyone had longer sets and you did have the more experienced comedians come do this. Exactly. So I wouldn't do that with like obviously like because the newer guys older materials. Already struggling as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and to be honest, also I really like how it turned out in terms of not necessarily the feedback because again it's new material, so it wouldn't be as hot as a regular room, which I'm fine with. Yeah. And I think the audience understands, they're smart enough to get it. But I also liked what it did to the comics because, like, without naming names, there was someone on the show that someone in the room came to me as like, I'm so glad to see him do new material. They pointed at someone in particular and they said they're really happy that they see new material from him. Yeah. Because I'm like, great. That brought that out of him. Yeah. I'm like, good. That actually means like, you know, we did something right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's just like with festivals and everything. Forces you like, oh, give me that hour, man. I don't give a shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So definitely, I mean, it's a good way to kickstart the year.
Of course.
Yeah.
So come to backstage shows. We're kicking on with not necessarily all new material anymore. We'll do that. Like, I really think we should do that every at least couple of months. Like once every 8 shows or so.
Yeah.
Would be a new material night. Maybe we'll also start moving some of the smaller shows to Fagai. Where it's like a smaller venue, more intimate, and we don't have to use the full space of Base Hall. So keep an eye out on that. You guys are moving the Cantonese shows to...
Yeah, so basically it's
Can
going
we
to go...
announce that yet?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
nice.
basically the move is happening. The Cantonese show is going to go to the Hive in Sheungwan.
Nice.
Yeah, so we actually just made that move on the 2nd of Jan.
Amazing.
Yeah, so lucky for us because it was... our old place used to be on Wyndham Street on that slope coming down, which means it's a headache to get a van and everything. So we got the move, everything done over there. The show space is bigger at the Hive.
Yeah.
The workspace is smaller over there. So it was a game of Tetris trying to squeeze everything into the little small shelf that we have now over there. But yeah, if you want to see Cantonese shows...
So you guys have a dedicated little office.
It used to be a small office where Tim Chan used to work and everything.
Yes.
Now it's a common space, but a dedicated desk.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have other people around you.
Yes,
unlike
I used to be a
before.
member of the Hive before.
Yeah. No. I mean, the private office is way better, but hey, it is what it is. You know? You can do that. So that'll be happening over here. So this year should be exciting. I'll be going to Melbourne and do my Australia tour in April.
Yeah.
For the whole month of April, I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
So I'll be working on all that stuff. And for anyone else who was at the show last night, I talked about this Mont Blanc experience that I have, where I have a Mont Blanc pen. It is a 100% true experience where someone gave me a Mont Blanc pen and now I'm screwed because I have to buy expensive refills. I'm like, God damn it.
You can just sell it on Carousel.
Yeah, but it's one of the... I already bought the refills now. I'm like, I gotta use them up.
Okay, yeah, but then you're like, spending $140, $150?
Yeah, that's crazy, yeah. I was like, how much?
Is it? Yeah, but you're not even like a guy who's like, you're not signing checks and you know what I mean?
I'm not wearing a suit taking like, use my pen. I'm not doing that. This is only I'm seeing the pen. I'm like,
honestly, I would say just sell it.
I'll see. I don't know. We'll see. So far, I'll probably use it.
We can you can use it for another year and then give it away to a Patreon member. How about that?
We'll see. Yeah. let me finish one lead first.
Yeah,
exactly. And then I'll think about how I feel. Maybe after that, I'm a bit hoity-toity. I'm like, oh no, I only.
We can do a raffle. How about that?
We
do a raffle when we launch the video snippets and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do a raffle.
Maybe I'll give away one refill. You buy your own pen. BYOP. You know.
No, you give away the pen and then people can buy the refill. It's not the opposite.
I go to Mont Blanc and be like, I get a commission, buddy. When
Yeah.
you see this pen? When you see this pen?
Yeah.
I want my 20%.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God. Anyway, so yeah, a lot's happening. Hopefully this year I get back into my writing much more than I did last year.
Yes. I mean, obviously, that's the tricky part sometimes with writing comedy. As we said earlier, it's like you don't just like sit down and be like, "Duh, I'm gonna write." now."
Yeah.
It's like, stuff has to happen for a lot of us anyway. Like,
Yeah.
you're quite observational
Yes.
In your style, and I have like a storytelling kind of style, and both of them require experience for things to happen.
Yeah, you can't just make
as
it up.
opposed to like someone like Chris Musny, who is like can just like stay in place and looks at things, and you know what I mean, and then like drive from what he's seeing around him.
Commentary, yeah.
Commentary, exactly. So commentary and observation, I think, are slightly different.
Yes.
Where you like, for you kind of have to be places to be like, oh, I noticed this person walks weird.
Yeah,
I can
let
write
me
a
write that.
joke.
Yeah, exactly,
Exactly. But Chris is one of my favorites because he did not, again, completely my fault. He did not know that it means new material, and he just took the challenge and just wrote pretty much entire new 15
good
minutes.
for him, yeah.
And it was really good.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it, I'm like, oh shit, okay. So he basically, since he was booked for the show, he's like, all right, I guess that's brand new material, which is so much work.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm impressed and amazed that he managed to do that.
Yeah.
But good for him. If you see Chris Musny in a poster, come check him out. Brilliant guy. We have a bunch of stuff coming up. We have touring comedians and all of that. So check out Backstage Comedy. One last thing, patreon.com/hohopod. For the new year, we're doing Patreon, continuing on. You can send it to a friend, and then people can join us on the Patreon where we
Simple
do
enough. That's right. Patreon.com/HoHoPod is where you need to go.
Oh yeah.
Sign in, join
Oh yeah,
us.
when you join for $20 a month, the Tycoon, you get one of these cool T-shirts.
That's right. The
Yes.
we're wearing.
Yeah, if you see in the main frame, in case you don't know what podcast it is.
Yeah, exactly. Third time's the charm. If they haven't got it by the third
Exactly.
time, they're like, wait, I think I know what this is.
Exactly, especially
Yeah.
when you are like logging on to see
Yeah.
Hong Kong. You're like, all right,
this
we
is
get
the
it.
correct one. This is the correct one.
It's
yeah.
the correct
It's
one
not a
for sure.
bootleg one.
Happy New Year, everyone. It's been awesome having you with us on this journey all these years. And we'll see you at a live show. If not, we'll see you here next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.